Hello everybody, this is Purge bringing you a first-person replay commentary. This is a player perspective game that I played 2 days ago on my laptop here. Man, I'm so good at talking. Holy crap. I can understand why you guys watch me. I played an Alchemist game a couple days ago. I've actually been really enjoying playing. I played like 4 or 5 games here, sitting in my parents' basement, and it was a really nice time. I don't remember this game taking forever to load, but apparently there it is. Let's speed this up. Apparently it worked out. And we're into picking, and it's going to be an Alchemist game, and it's going to be a great time. And I decided to play a support. The reason I was playing Alchemist this game was because I happened to use the Daily Hero Challenge for the Compendium for once, and I got Alchemist, so I was like, I'll play whatever role, basically, and I ended up going for a support role. So Alchemist support is something that's way worse than it used to be in the past, but it's actually still pretty viable. And I got to, this is the second Alchemist game I got to play. I think the first one I don't know if I was playing carry or support. I cannot remember, but this game I'm playing support. So, wow, that's really annoying. So every time my player perspective mouse, even though it's not my mouse, goes to the bottom of the screen, it'll pull up the the timer for the game, basically. So even when their mouse does it and mine doesn't, like my hands are off the keys, it'll do it. I'll have to say something about that to Valve next week when I'm in. I wonder if they can fix that. It's not like a huge deal, but it's kind of annoying. It's gonna annoy the shit out of me. Sorry about that, guys, but blame Valve and stuff. Okay, so first things first. Alchemist support is pretty strong because you have a really long duration disable. What I was trying to do here was set up a kill with the Mirana. The reason that he can support if you want is because he can contribute while ganking, and he doesn't need a whole lot of farm to do this. I really wish that Mirana was near me, because if the Mirana was near me, I could set up a stun, she could land an arrow afterwards, and we'd get a kill. But like, it was really hard organizing this guy to come next to me. I was like telling him and asking him to come hang out so that we could set up kills and stuff. He really should be hiding by me in the side shop, especially because nobody's going to expect him. Most people expect, oh, it's a safe lane, try lane. Obviously, they're going to be sitting down there. But what does he do instead? He's like, I'm going to go run towards the guy that has invisibility rune, and I'm going to try to get him. And he missed him, and now he's got an invisibility rune, which means there's an invisible hero, and Potom knows, like, I was so annoyed. I was like, why doesn't he just come stand by me? And then I was using this, I was using a nighttime effect. I have the moonbeams on right now, but I had the rain one on, and it makes your daytime kind of look like nighttime. So I kind of forgot that it was actually daytime, and I ended up showing, I believe. We'll see as we watch this. I'm hiding in a good spot right now, but the lifestealer's obviously not going to play aggressive. And also the creep wave is kind of in a place where, like right there, I think you saw me right there. Maybe. Creep wave's kind of in a place where I would be spotted anyways, so I was kind of frustrated at this point. And whatever. Anyways, if you're playing a roaming support like this, like Alchemist is, I really recommend getting a smoke. It's really important. I decided to run after him a bit and throw the stun. I don't actually expect to kill him here, but a little bit of damage is not the worst thing in the world. So I'm going to go run around and go do stuff now. We can maybe try to dive this again, and I'll look for that opportunity, but I won't be able to do it until he actually has an arrow, and he does almost have an arrow in 4 seconds. So the creeps are actually almost dead, so it's probably not worth me trying to dive this. So I'm just going to go roam towards the mid lane and see if I can get anything done there. So it's an Invoker versus a Bloodseeker. The Invoker is going Exhort, I believe. I know that from past, but you should always check in there. I checked him here. He's still only level 2, so he's got a level 1 Sunstrike, which is actually pretty bad. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage. So the best thing I can do now is actually just harass this Nature's Prophet, and I'll take a tree hunt like this, and I'm happy to do this. And I'm going to charge my stun up here. Made a bit of a mistake. Quite a bit of a mistake, actually. He's going to get hit. Now I just have to do a little bit of juking. I can't wait to see how I get juked. Okay, he does teleport. I wasn't sure where he went, and I ended up popping a salve, but it's fine. I'm going to survive. And the Prophet did have to TP for this, so even being pressured a little bit like this is not a bad thing. And luckily for me, I actually ended up finding a regen rune, so that was pretty cool. I had to throw that right there because there was no way that I was going to get it otherwise. We'll continue to chase. Centaur actually has no mana, by the way, so they should just be hitting him. PA is actually waiting to right-click, but he shouldn't be doing that. And I kind of wanted to keep chasing this, so... Really late arrow. PA should be attacking this whole time. He actually hasn't been attacking. I don't understand it. I was really confused by this. Sunstrike's not going to work, dudes. And now there's going to be a Bloodseeker. I was really hoping that would damage me enough to kill myself, but it wasn't quite enough. It's too bad. So double kill to their mid hero. We also created a ton of space on the map if you think about it. Like that's those 3 heroes that were coming after our 2 heroes. We did lose 2 heroes, but I don't know. They were yelling at me at that point. They're like, dude, why were you doing this, Alchemist? But I was like, dude, all you had to do was right click. Like the PA, he chased this lifestealer for like 15 seconds and he didn't right click at all because he was afraid. What is he afraid about? You know, we're in the jungle. We have 3 heroes. If he just would have been right clicking the center the whole time, or if he would have been right clicking the lifestealer, or if the Mirana wasn't an idiot and actually would have arrowed the guy like as he was stunned, like we could have done so much more. But my allies didn't execute that properly at all. It was like really badly executed by them. And just the fact that we stayed alive that much and through that many stuns, like how do we not get kills? It's really frustrating. I wouldn't have done anything like that a couple months ago, but Bambo's really made me see the light, so to speak. Alright, and we do actually get a kill there, which is pretty cool. I shouldn't have used my mana here, maybe, on the acid spray, but we do still get a kill, and that's good. And, like, that stuff doesn't really happen unless you pressure, and it's important that you do pressure. Like, even if you don't necessarily think you're going to get a kill, if you do a lot of roaming and a lot of killing and ganking like this, like, I'm not going to do very conventional stuff this game. I'm not going to be, like, talking about basics of Alchemist support. What I'm going to be talking about is how to look for those opportunities and why you need to pressure them. So hopefully you can learn some stuff. Like I learned this much better by playing with Bambo in pub games. Bambo does some weird shit in pub games, and it really helps you like push your boundaries and like pressure yourself into an area where you do stuff that's kind of weird and it feels wrong, but eventually you'll get good at it. Like all of that early chasing stuff, the regen, the chasing the centaur, and all that stuff, it like really pays off in the long run. I'm picking up a Tango here, by the way, because I'm against the Nature's Prophet. I'm expecting him to TP gank on me, and I want to make sure that I'm going to have the ability to get out of a sprout if I do get sprouted in, because I plan to be really aggressive, so I want to be able to get away from that. The only thing that I'm being really greedy about is that I haven't bought a Flying Courier yet, and you could definitely criticize me for that. Looks like they just hardcore outplayed our 2 heroes in the top lane. So yeah, I'm just going to go around and roam a bit. Always go acid spray with your stun. You should drop the acid spray before the stun hits because it reduces their armor, and the stun does physical damage, or it does composite. It does physical damage, that means the damage the stun does is boosted. What I'm doing right here is sapping level 3 EXP because I want my stun to be a higher level. So I'm going to wait till this EXP goes away, and then I'm going to run around. So now I'm running around. I probably could have gone to the high ground anyways, and now I'm going to go initiate. And I want to wait a little bit until it gets pretty low. Alright, the Sunstrike did hit, I think. It just didn't do very much damage. Now I have to de-aggro a little bit because I got ruptured. And there's a Blood Rage, but, you know, not a really big deal. I could probably Tango up here and stay. Like, thinking about it now, this is maybe a mistake, but by the time that I Tango it up past 60% HP, like, Bloodseeker can see me right now, right? He can see me. Nature's Prophet might teleport on me. There's a lot of stuff that could happen. It's a bit of a waste of time, but it has created pressure on the Bloodseeker. And also, Bloodseeker, looks like Invoker almost killed him, but it created pressure on the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker had to use Rupture to survive, and it put him in a bad spot. It prevented him from getting a kill, basically. Looks like Sark's going to get outplayed again. I think he all chats. Oh my god, noob. But he got AR'd. I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know why, but I thought this illusion was real. And I felt bad. I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely real. And I wanted him to commit. And I was like, oh. I'm an idiot. So that was pretty embarrassing. Oh well. I'll go pressure random lanes again though. My leveling is not very extreme right now, but as long as I help get kills, it's going to be okay. But I want to throw the stun from Darkness if possible. I was scared here that he wasn't going to come back, but I was happy to drop the acid spray there. Really important that you get the extra damage, because if I do kill that hero, this is our offlane Phantom Assassin. If we can kill their carry and do weird stuff like that, it's great. Like, if it's not always a bad thing to do unconventional things in pub games. The greatest way to win games is to force the easiest way to win games, at least at lower levels. Basically, by lower levels, I mean pretty much the entire skill spectrum, is do weird stuff that people don't predict. So if they have a safe lane lifesteal, I mean, this game is so weird. We have like weird heroes all over the place, but like, if you just put pressure on somebody and they don't expect it, it's going to force them to make mistakes. And that's how you kill players. You force them to make mistakes. If you never put mistakes on people, then they'll never make those mistakes. Or if you never pressure somebody, they're not going to make the mistakes. And if they don't make those mistakes because you didn't pressure them, then it puts you in a bad spot. I'm TPing mid here because I wanted to gank the mid lane or something like that. I used a smoke. I TP'd to the tier 2 tower because I wanted to be out on the map pretty fast. And we're going to find a Bloodseeker. I don't want to pop vision yet, so I'm going to sit back a little bit. That was so close. Luckily for me, the Centaur came within range. And then with a little bit of right click here, I'm going to let him finish that up. So we got really lucky there. The Bloodseeker ran at just the right time. I guess he realized that he wasn't trading super efficiently or something, but we get a double kill out of it. I get EXP on both, and I've done a really good job at this point. At this point, my position in the game is pretty secure. Level 4, I've been in 4 kills. I've only died once. It's not too bad. I pressured the Prophet. We killed the safe lane carry. The only hero that's really getting too many kills is the Witch Doctor on the bot lane. It's really the only one. I think I bought a Flying Courier at this point. And since I have a little bit of downtime between ganks, I'm just going to go stack a large camp. I don't have to farm this. I could. I think I end up trying to farm it. It doesn't work out very well, though. You kind of need a soul ring to do this, I think, to like really spam this a lot. Because I don't have a whole lot of regen here, and I'm not level 6 yet, so even casting this and attempting to kill this was a big mistake. But I know for the future, at least, that it won't work. I do get a small creep out of it, and that actually puts me up to level 5. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it's not very good either. Now, when you're playing support Alchemist, people skill a little differently. Some people will do max out acid spray, and some people they'll do more levels of acid spray, and some people do more levels of unstable. I think in this game I decided to go for unstable because I wasn't necessarily trying to farm with it. I was more aiming to set up kills and get a really long duration disable. So I wanted to max out my stun first over my acid spray. If you're worried about counter pushing, if people are pushing, you want to stop their tower pressure, max out acid spray is good. If you're doing a jungling role like you're doing an ancientine role, then max acid spray works out a bit better. And I'm just going to use a smoke here to try to set up the kill and Slark. Now, I lost internet right here. I lost internet. And apparently nobody paused because it took me forever to disconnect. I'm playing on wireless actually, which was my problem. And he apparently is outplaying him. There's my disconnect. I was really sad about that because I thought it was going to be a guaranteed kill. And now my hero's running back, and I believe I was about at the fountain before I was able to reconnect here. So, pretty unfortunate. I knew that kill would have been good too. Here's my reconnect. And I'm like, oh, hey, they actually got the kill. Nice. I'm into that. But I wasted my time. That's too bad. But that's what I get for wireless. I should really wire a Ethernet cable in here. That would be quite smart. Alright, so back to roam again. I gotta get my wards down as well so we can protect my allies. It's almost nighttime, so getting wards up would be great. Especially because our PA is kind of back in the off lane again. If you want, I'll take a look at items quick, so I'm not clicking on much. This guy uses his ulti so early. What a waste. You guys say I'll play. That guy's gonna die as well. I could maybe go on the Lifestealer, but I don't necessarily want to shift over there just yet. And with the PA, we could maybe shift on them. Now, there is a ward over here to the right, as you guys might have seen. So they're going to see us standing here. I was hoping one of them would walk towards us. Looking back at this, what I learned from it was we're really stupid about this. If we're standing here and we see them all mid and they all go missing, and they all just disappear from the mid lane, that means they're probably coming towards us. And at this point I realized I wanted to run away from him so it doesn't bounce anymore. And I'm just going to throw a quick stun over here. Pretty dead though. Luckily our PA does get a kill out of it, so it's actually worth it, I think. But I should have realized that they were very likely going to be shifting over. It's a common ward spot. If they have a ward there, they're going to see us waiting. They're not going to fall into the trap. It's a pretty early time in the game. Very likely they'll have wards. You really need to infer things about that based on movement patterns. So because I knew that they went missing from mid, and then all of a sudden all three of them collapsed on me, I knew they obviously had a ward. So if I did have enough money for sentries or something like that, I very easily could go de-ward that, but I didn't bother. I just did my best to try to survive that gank, and it worked out okay. Our PA got a kill. He'll be our carry this game because of it, and it's all going to be beautiful. Now I'm just going to go around, put some wards down because it's nighttime. I should have put wards down as I moved in the first time, but I forgot about it. That was really dumb. But that's a little inefficiency. Trying to be efficient about things like that when you're playing support is really important. And I wanted to put it in a place that is going to allow us to dive tower if possible. So I'll place it right here, the most common ward spot, if you do want to give vision of a tower. Our PA actually did show under the tower that we were there, but I'm going to go see if I can find anybody else in the meantime. And I'm going to find a Witch Doctor. I'm going to immediately start channeling my stun. And again, my stupid Potom is so bad. He keeps being dumb. That's a crit. And now we're going to chase after the Centaur. Put a ward down. I do actually spot him here. Because he got the dagger, that means he's going to have vision on him. It means I can throw a full duration stun. And actually, that was a little early by me. I stunned a little early. If you're playing Potom and you have a hero like Alchemist, just wait for the frickin' stun setup. It's like, it's not that hard. You really don't have to you don't have to try skill shots. If you're playing Purge, if you're playing Mirana, don't throw the skill shots. Wait till somebody can set it up. And I was going to be able to follow the Witch Doctor, and I was going to be able to land the stun. He just wasted his stun so often. It was really frustrating. Like, this game could have been so much easier if he just would have like ran around and roamed with me and let me set up stuns for him. But he didn't really do that. It's quite frustrating. Anyways, we got a Vlad's here, which is pretty cool because that gives me extra mana regen, which is something I need right now. The armor is also really good because Alchemist is a very low armor hero. And now I'm going to transition towards a Medallion. I'll grab the Sage's Mask first because I want to get my mana pool up a bit faster. We see TPs coming in. I should be looking at this. This is a big mistake for me. There, now I'm looking. And looks like there's going to be a fight. Oh, I really wish I didn't stun the... I got a little scared there and panicky. And I really wish that I would have just saved it for the Prophet. It would have made that gank a lot more simple. Luckily for me, I'm regenning like crazy. But I end up dying. But since I got the kill, I got enough gold bonus where I could buy my Medallion. And I actually didn't lose very much there. If I would have saved my stun for the Prophet, though, that would have gone a lot simpler. Done a bunch of damage to him, and then I probably would have gotten cleaned up. But that was a lot of TPs, and we got a 1-for-1 trade. And it looks like Slark finally killed the Witch Doctor over here on the other part of the map, so he's not a complete failure at life. And now we can go around doing more stuff. Our PA is 5-0 and 3 as an offlane Phantom Assassin. That's like, it's fantastic. That's like more than you can hope for from a support. So if you're playing support Alchemist, Medallion's the way to go. Again, your stun does physical damage, which means that if you lower their armor with Acid Spray and Medallion, it now does more damage. It's a little harder to land than it was in the past because the channel duration used to be like 7.5 seconds and now it's like 5.5. And the max stun duration is at 0.5 seconds. But it's still pretty darn good. And we have a PA on the team and we have a Slark on the team. And those two heroes, well, Slark is mostly magic damage with some physical, but PA is all physical pretty much. So that means if I use a Medallion simply on a hero that PA is going on, it's going to be really good. Now we knew that the Bloodseeker was still here, so we're going to go dive on him now. I wish he didn't block off my path there. Almost didn't get off in time. Thank God for evasion, right guys? There's a lot of heroes. Gotta stun the Centaur or he'll stun you. And I'm actually invisible now. This is pretty nice. And at this point I become a pretty self-reliant hero. I have all the regen I need. It's in my ulti, basically. I've got the mana regen. That was pretty dumb. I'm really not sure what that guy was doing there. Maybe just micro treants or something. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Just gonna turn my ulti on. I probably shouldn't have done that. I should have waited until he open wounds me to do that, because it actually gave him the opportunity to guarantee that he was within range of me. I'm gonna try to shift over for this, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's gonna be a kill. And if he stays in the lane, I'm gonna approach. All right, and I'm gonna use my stun. He should have dived this. He really should have dived that. We easily would have killed him. Easily. But the PA got scared. I think we could have done that. I mean, there's a lot of heroes here, but... And now I look dead. If I would have actually ran up this way, I probably could have survived this. I also should... Nah, it didn't matter. I was going to die. Yeah, I think the PA should have dived on that. I don't think... I mean, it's a little greedy. We're at a pretty deep area of the map, but he could have definitely blinked on that when I threw my stun, and then he could have ran away. I think that would have worked, but whatever. He ends up surviving. God, he had a Ags at 17 minutes. What the hell? What was this game? And now I'm going to recline, put my legs up, continue to make a Dota video. So, roaming is really good. Make good decisions when you do it. Don't over roam if you make mistakes. Like, it's really important that you make good decisions There's so many annoying people in this game. I had to mute so many people. But this is really all you need. A bit of an HP pool is a little better now, especially because the Alchemist Rage ulti doesn't give you an HP pool. And Alchemist's stat gain is really garbage, actually. His strength gain is 1.8, and his int gain is 1.8 as well. It's really terrible. I'm trying to put more wards up so that we can see opportunities for initiating. I should have started charging my stun right now. I wanted to go in on this, but I waited a really long time. And also, I started running in before I started stunning, so you'll see it there. I should have waited like 2 seconds before I approach, because now I have to wait a bit longer to go in. I do end up getting the kill, but unfortunately our other guy got initiated on. That was our invoker, actually. That was well done by the centaur. Now I'm gonna lose my stun. It is gonna stun the Bloodseeker, but then he heals because I die, so he's fine. A bit of a mistake, pretty big mistake actually. We lost 3 heroes for that one. But it looks like PA can kill the... Oh, that's right, he's afraid. This PA is so afraid. Easiest lifestealer kill. Alright, if you're a PA, guys, and this is your farm, if you have a Vlad's and a Javelin and a Phase, and the lifestealer has a Midas and a Treads, almost an armlet, even if he has the armlet, if you're a PA and you have 4 points in Blur, he can't kill you. There's literally no way that a lifestealer can kill you. 50% of the times that he hits you, he's going to miss. Which means 50% of the time his feast is going to miss. His open wounds is not going to do anything. It doesn't do shit. A PA can kill a lifestealer all day. You do tons of physical damage. You crit. The only way that lifestealer counters you is that you can't blink or use dagger on the guy when he rages. That's it. But you can chase him down endlessly. You have lifesteal. You hit on every hit. He misses 50% of the time. It is the easiest kill ever. That was the second kill the PA missed. He played a pretty solid game, but God, it was annoying. If you're supporting these people, ugh, so frustrating. Anyways, my stats right now are okay. I've died quite a few times, but I've made stuff happen, which is cool. He actually bashed for me there, so it wasn't a big deal that I threw my stun. But even still, Medallion from ranged gets a big crit in. That stuff helps. I actually did get an assist out of that. I suppose so, because my stun landed, so makes sense. And we're just going to push this out now. Like I said before, getting my HP pool up is pretty good. The only item you could maybe argue that I was missing is the fact that I didn't have a magic stick. I don't know if it's completely necessary on Alchemist because of your ulti in its regen fashion, but a magic stick can be useful. I'm just going to put an acid spray down so that he can push this lane a little faster, and I want to go put another ward down on the map. Again, I want to put really aggressive wards down because we're ahead. I feel like we're ahead at least. Our kill death is actually very, very similar, but we have a lot of really aggressive heroes that can get ganks off, whereas they're a lot more passive. The only really true gank hero they have is like Centaur and Bloodseeker. Those two are pretty good at being aggressive. So I'm going to back off for a moment. I'm going to actually stack this ancient camp before I go do stuff. And I might be able to kill that later. You can actually kill ancient camps pretty easily with Alchemist with acid spray. And I'm going to go put a ward down. I ended up losing the Slark here. And we're just going to speed it up here while we wait for him. Okay. So, aggressive wards, hopefully. There's a lot of heroes mid. We don't necessarily want to initiate where the clump is either. Just been chatting somebody or something. So I'm just going to use my ulti to get my mana pool up. Ooh. It's going to be a kill. Again, I'm looking for Medallion usages. I really don't want to get initiated by them though. I want to follow up and cover my allies, but I have to be careful. He obviously saw me. I was going to initiate. Now I get silenced. And this is looking like my death. So their ward ended up spotting me there. So I was really hoping that the Witch Doctor would come to the low ground and I could throw a full duration stun, use full minus armor and kill him. If they didn't have a ward there, I definitely could have killed him. So maybe I should have sat back a little bit, hide in the middle of the trees rather than right at the lip of the edge. Because at the lip of the edge, the ward that he had placed could spot me. But if I would have sat back just a little bit next to trees, I might have been able to hide the information that I was about to come down. Like, vision is so important. That kill would have been very, very easy for me if I knew that he didn't see me. So just by coming forward and seeing his reaction change, I should have even just started running. And instead I was like, that was another mistake that I had. That was probably more severe. Rather than making the lip hide, what I should have done is I should just booked it. As soon as he ran away, it should have been obvious, like, oh, he obviously sees me charging a stun. I need to leave. And I should have ran away. Instead, I tried to run to the river thinking, like, oh, maybe somebody will run up to me and I'll be able to throw a stun. That was really stupid. I should have started charging the stun. As soon as he ran away, I should have just booked it in the jungle. Get as far away from them as possible. It was completely unacceptable for me to die there, actually. Completely unacceptable, now that I thought about it. You have to adjust your play to things like that. Like, make good decisions, know when to go in, use fog and secrecy to initiate your advantage, and make sure that you don't go in stupid times. So I've actually died quite a bit now. I've still done a lot on the map considering I only have 6 CS. I've gotten good items. I've been putting wards on the map. I'm trying to keep our allies safe. I'm creating opportunities for our carries to get kills, and I believe we have Slark DC'd right now still. He actually doesn't end up coming back. He comes back very briefly at one point, and then somebody on our team sells all of his items, and that's it for him. I was going to farm this, then somebody TP'd, so I was like, let the carry farm. He's got Vlad's Basher and a Mythical Hammer right now. Got Invoker killed again. Gotta be a little careful about the Slark. And now we'll give the acid spray, I think. Oh, yep, I remember this part. I like looked away. I was like, I can take this, dude. The problem was that the game before this, I played carry Alchemist or something. Like, I actually had a lot of farm. I believe I actually had a lot of farm, so I messed that up pretty bad. It's like, oh well. That's funny, but it was pretty funny. What's my goal at? I think I'm saving up for a blink, kind of. Alright, I'm alive. I'm gonna go get some wards down now, I think. Hey, Slark came back, guys. What if he was like, hey, I'm dead? That's weird. Alright, so I figured they probably had a ward over here. Saw that somebody was sitting over here. That's a Bloodseeker. I want to kill their Observer ward, but it's probably not worth it. It's pretty dangerous. But now that PA's here, we can probably get away with it. So I'm going to be greedy. I did check to see that it was almost dead, but not until pretty late. Whatever, 50 gold's 50 gold, guys. I don't know what wait me guys means, but and I felt like using the sentry to ward the magic push. I don't really need a lot of packs of sentries, so Alchemist is really good at taking Roshan quick because you've got -6 armor from Acid Spray and -7 armor from Medallion, so that allows them to solo it pretty simply. I'm just gonna do this one more time here. It's a bit late on the stack here because I used the Medallion one more time. We'll see if it works. 8, 9. Okay, it did work. That's good. And they ended up getting a kill while I was busy stacking. I didn't notice, but whatever. Cool. Now we got all these beautiful ancients. See, what you're supposed to do is activate your ulti way before you get low on HP. It does not make you invulnerable. It's a good ulti, but it doesn't make you invulnerable. And that is when the Slark DC'd. So when you use Medallion on these, This actually does composite damage. What that means is composite damage is reduced by both armor and magic resistance. So it's actually pretty shit late, because anybody that gets magic resistance is going to not take much damage from it, and anybody that increases their armor is not going to take much damage. So as the game goes on, if you buy both a hood and a big armor item, composite damage starts doing very little. But this is why in Medallion, so many of these creeps, even though I'm not right-clicking them, it's because I know that my acid spray is going to end up doing more damage. And you always use it on the big creeps, because those are going to take the most to kill. So even if it only ends up doing an extra 50 damage due to the Medallion, it's worth it, because it's going to die a little faster. Medallion has no cooldown anyways, you might as well use it. So now I can finally start getting Greevil's Greed, so if I do end up last hitting now, it's going to be pretty beneficial for me. This pretty much applies to everything. It applies to last hits, it applies to jungle creeps, it applies to wards, it applies to hero kills. You'll get a little bit of extra gold every time. And in case anybody ever wants to farm the bot lane, I'm going to try to make it a little safe. I assume there's a lot of people here, so I'm going to teleport. And as I TP in, it's like, okay, this is bad. Fight's over. Although, I will find this one. Got my Blink Dagger. Just wanted to guarantee that kill. Blink Dagger is where Alchemist gets really scary as a support hero. They apparently have a Shadow Blade, so I'll fly out some dust. I should have been paying attention to that. And in fact, upon watching it this time, I saw now that the Witch Doctor actually did have his Shadow Amulet for a long time, so I should have added that a lot earlier. Anyways, if you're not buying a Blink Dagger, Treads is really good to increase your max HP, so that your ulti can work a bit better. It's a little late on the dust here, but there we go. Pretty easy kill. Because I'm a terrible person, I messed up my last hit. So I missed the tower. It's kind of worth it for him, for the Radiant team, but even still, it's another kill that goes on my PA, and I'm pretty into that. So, Blink Dagger is so good for Alchemist though, because it prevents them from being able to react to you charging. You can basically jump in with a full stun, and you can stun for up to 4 seconds. Like Unstable Concoction is such a big disable. 4 second stun, that's amazing. That's almost an arrow that you can land on a hero guaranteed, and it does pretty good damage too, up to 360 physical damage that you can actually get pretty darn close to more than that if you do reduce their armor enough. If you've got Acid Spray and a Medallion, it can actually hit that hard. Now, some Alchemist supports, it may be better for you to actually go for stats instead of Goblin's Greed, or Greevil's Greed, because I actually, for example, I don't actually last hit very much this game. I've still only got 16 last hits. The extra gold that I'm getting from the skill points is very, very negligible. So, in most cases, it's probably better to get stats. Like, I only have 1,000 HP right now, and even my int pool is not very high. I'm not having huge mana and HP problems because I have Chemical Rage, but you may be better off in a lot of cases actually getting stats instead. So, going to be looking for more initiations, of course. I think that guy actually has an invis. I did not realize this was the case. Again, put a Medallion on him. Chase people. I just wanted to dust him ahead of time, just in case he ended up pressing invis. The Witch Doctor somehow completely avoided my dust. And it looks like they still want to fight us. I'm really surprised about this, but you know, I didn't find anything peculiar about the fact that that guy just infested nothing. I didn't think anything of that, actually. Which, looking at it now, really confuses me. It's like, where did that, I should have been confused, but I wasn't. I really should have been charging this a bit earlier, I think. I thought the Witch Doctor actually left and said he ran over there. He was like playing with us, man. He was like spending so much time by us because he has a Shadow Blade. Give me my dust. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a Boots of Travel. That's not a dust. Easy kills. I'm gonna sit back a little bit because I'm on cooldown. Put a Medallion on him just in case. It's pretty much all I can do, and now I'm going to TP out. So my HP's low and Bloodseeker can see me. So Boots of Travel is a really good item to get, at least in the late game. Again, my stat gain isn't very good, but as I level up now, I can start putting points into stats. More importantly, what it gives me is the ability to show up to any teamfight or gank. So, especially if you have a Blink Dagger, it gives you such big reach. And as a support here, I'm not going to be doing anything else that's more important than probably backing him up. So it's really good for me to actually get Boots of Travel. If I delayed Treads this long, I might as well just get Boots of Travel instead. Much better choice than getting Treads late game. The extra movement speed is fantastic. It's 50 movement speed. That's like having an extra pair of boots. So by having that as well, it allows me to initiate a little easier. Again, Blink Dagger was gotten so that my reach is a bit better. I figured he was Ancienting, and here he is. A little bit late on the minus armor, but it doesn't matter. And I'll use the dust just to guarantee that there's no shenanigans. If he uses Shadow Blade, no one's going to get confused or miss the last hit, or miss a right click. Just a really, really simple, guaranteed last hit on a hero. And now my reach is so high. My movement speed is 435 when I use my ulti. I run a lot faster. I'm going to put some aggressive wards up here. This one's not super good for diving the tower. Usually if you want to put it somewhere really fancy, you'll put it behind the tower there. But unfortunately, my dust was actually on cooldown here. I'm going to end up dying here. So my mistakes there, I went a little too hard on that kill basically. What I should have done is I should have given up very quickly. Man, that would have been the easiest kill ever with a detection. There it is. He just got the Necro 3, by the way. That was the problem. He actually he was on cooldown for the Necro 3. He just got it then. A little unfortunate. Yeah, I should have thrown the stun on that guy and I should have just ran away. I shouldn't have been right-clicking him. That was a mistake. At this point, if I'm going these kind of items, I'm really like a poker. I'll jump in, throw stun in a combo and a medallion, and then I'll back out. And then I'll jump in and throw a combo again and back out. My damage is not something that's worth me committing my life to, unless they're really close to dying, and it's the only damage source that we have to secure the kill. So, at this point, more wards, more dust, smokes, run around the map, do stuff, get kills, set up kills for my heroes. PA doesn't have a very good reliable disable, so if I can land a 4-second stun on some guy, it's very likely going to be enough to secure a kill. I don't know why that guy TP'd home. He could just run there a little faster. I think, ooh, I should have stacked right there. Oh wait, never mind, the Ancients are actually not spawned. Haha, no mistake made. But I'm just going to keep an eye on the enemy heroes. I can also farm some camps down here. I wish I would have acid sprayed that creep wave and then backed off. I would have gotten some last hits, I would have pushed the wave, I would have created their jungle as a space for us to farm. And now I'm getting a Ghost Scepter. Ghost Scepter is really crucial here. If you look at their heroes, they have like 3 heroes that can very easily, 4 heroes actually, that could very easily kill me. Does he have an MKB? He does. Looks bad. I do end up getting assist gold, and I'm able to buy my Ghost Scepter, but really need the Ghost Scepter here because they have a Prophet who right-clicks. Does he have a Scotty, actually? God, what a weird build. Scotty, Mjolnir. So weird. They have a Prophet, they have a Bloodseeker who, if he Blood Rages me and ultis me, I will now be able to just Ghost Scepter and stand there. They have a Lifestealer who can very easily right-click me, and Witch Doctor ulti can also right-click me. So Ghost Scepter provides me protection against 4 of these heroes, and they don't have that many stuns, so my ability to use Ghost Scepter is very high. So in this circumstance, if I'm playing a support hero, Ghost Scepter is absolutely required. It's better than Force Staff, it's better than a lot of stuff. Force Staff is pretty good, but in this case, Ghost Scepter is definitely better. If I ever get open wounds by the Lifestealer, I can waste his rage duration. I can just waste so many things. I actually thought we were going to get Raxter, but PA is able to defend it, which is pretty cool. I mean, we actually don't have a Slark. You guys can't see it right now, but I'm using Slark, and he has no items. So what I'm doing is just last hitting with him, and this is actually beneficial to do. If you do have a lever, this is a little scary. Got to make sure that the Prophet doesn't get a free kill on him. And that he also hits full HP. Looks like Witch Doctor's actually coming over to check it out, but if you do have a lever who abandoned all the way, farm with him. because the gold that he gets is split 5 or 4 ways now. So any last hits that I get with Slark while the guys quit, it's actually gold that the rest of our team is going to get. So if you look at my tracker right now, it actually tracks up a little fast. See that? It's like jumping up by chunks. That's because the Slark is getting last hits. I was trying to hide him here because I thought there was a ward, and I wanted him to regen, but it's actually Bloodseeker that's providing vision. I saw a TP come in, I believe. I thought the Prophet was thinking about trying to kill him. He ends up does end up killing the Slark actually, and he's going to kill our courier. I was pretty sad about that, but we got a Bloodseeker for free and we got an Aegis. It's actually a pretty good trade. This Prophet can't push because we're going to be sitting mid, so. My HP pool is actually pretty good now at level 18. Got tons of assists. I have lots of good support items. If I see anybody, we can initiate on them. Bloodseeker's going to have to buy back here. Bottom's going to ulti for some reason. I'm also confused by that. Not sure where the Prophet's going to end up. I assume he just retreats here. At this point I realized I was pretty much by myself in the jungle, and I was like, you know what, if I get caught that would really suck, so I'm just going to leave. I can go back to stacking Ancients and killing Ancients. Sent the Slark back out as well to farm jungle camps. So him getting farm is going to be nice. Should have been using my Medallion here. But with level 3 ulti, I actually don't have to worry about Ancients anymore. I get 800 or 100 HP per second. So, pretty easy. Alright, lots of extra gold. Good stuff. So, what do I buy at this point? Utility items are still pretty good. You can buy a carry item if you really want to, but I don't think it's really needed this game because our Protom has a Desolator, and our PA has a lot of damage items, and we have an Invoker as well. So, if you do want to shift into a carry, you can. Maelstrom or Mjolnir is a really good way to do this because you can actually buff up your allies while still doing decent damage yourself. AC is fantastic as a support DPS item. It doesn't make your damage hit very hard because it's not a damage item, and I'm missing a damage item. If anything, I have an abundance of attack speed right now and I need more damage. But the AC would allow my allies to hit harder. It would allow my allies to attack faster, and that's pretty good. Like as a whole, if you're playing the utility support kind of Alchemist like this, something like an AC is good. Or you can get a Sheep Stick, or you can get, maybe not a Basher, but you can get a lot of cool stuff. Getting a kill on this guy right here is really good. That BKB usage was a little weird. And I get a gem out of it. That's pretty cool. I was waiting for him to throw a stun, but then I realized, oh, it's an illusion. I'm really not the right hero to use that on, honestly. I ran way too far, though. I think I ran too far. I should have stayed a bit longer. I don't know how he survived, but somehow he survived. Oh, he must have blinked on Witch Doctor and just blown him up. I think I should have probably stopped taking rupture damage and just sat there. I could have regen to about full and waited the rough shot. That was so lucky. Everyone was like, "Don't go in, don't go in," and then they were like, "Oh my God, he just got a kill." It was pretty crazy. But yeah, I ran too far. I should have stood still a little bit. I think if I would have gotten to this part on the map, if I just would have sat about there, not quite as deep as I went, just sat there, let myself regen up, and then if somebody comes into melee range on me, I could use my Ghost Scepter. Fine. I think I ditched a little too hard there. That could have been a bit easier, but anyways, I'm alive. Whatever. It worked. I'm going to drop the acid spray for the creeps that are about to be up. Just want to make sure the creeps don't get sidetracked. And also I get extra gold for these. And I can of course tank the tower because I've got 100 HP regen per second. I should adjust my camera. There we go. That's where my camera should be right now. He actually did decide to come over. If I would have had the minus armor on him at the start, that would have been a lot easier to kill. In fact, he probably would have just died. That was pretty lucky. Yeah, if I would have medallioned and acid sprayed him, would have made a big difference. So with that, pretty much we got a double Rax. And Witch Doctor rage quit because he's a really angry guy. I'm gonna keep a ward down and we can get out of the base now and go push the tier 2 top. So even with really limited support items like this, like Alchemist he actually translates pretty well into the mid to late game. Just because if you get all these mobility items, you can initiate, you can stun people. Like stuns are never going to be bad. They scale so well late game compared to most support heroes. You don't have to worry about BKBs that bad. Well, alright, you have to worry about BKBs, but if you land the stun before they pop BKBs, it's so good. You know, you're always going to have late game viability, and all this minus armor that synergizes so well with the PA. Like, the only downside with Alchemist and a PA in the same game is it's a support that's a melee with a carry that's a melee. So sometimes it'll make your tri-lanes pretty weak. But in terms of late game, it's fantastic. It really is. It like really allows PA to leverage her damage in a good way. I can basically, like, how much would she have to spend for this armor normally? For PA to get a typical minus 13 armor or whatever it is, usually she's going to have to buy a Desolator, and she's going to have to buy or have an AC or something like that. But instead, I just have 4 skill points and 1,000 gold. Like, those two things leveraging together are just amazing. It's a really cool combo. Minus armor plus PA. What a great combo. Alchemist support is really not that fantastic, but for pub games, you can definitely do it. You just need to roam around and do things that you think are going to get kills and profit from it, basically. I ended up getting a blade mail here just because I can leverage my HP pretty well because of my regen. And now I'm just going to last hit wards. You actually do get Grievel's Greed from this, by the way. Even sentries, you get money from sentries, so it's pretty cool. What a way to farm, right? I really wanted to buy a E-Blade. E-Blade at this point is actually kind of good for 2 reasons. Lots of armor, and you can also use it on your allies. So, like if a Life Stealer opens up on a hero that is stunned, and he's stunned for a couple seconds, like a Centaur stun or something, I can just E-Blade my ally. That's really cool. Or I can E-Blade the Life Stealer. Or I can E-Blade the Prophet. Or I can E-Blade whatever. It's actually what I would have gotten in the next item. And it would have been useful, I think. Quite useful. Because then I can use it like a Force Staff. Like E-Blade for allies is sometimes really good. So anyways, that's an Alchemist support game. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. A lot of roaming, a lot of looking for kills, a lot of ward placements that you may have not seen. Hopefully, probably not, because I haven't made a video in like 3 weeks other than my last pubcast. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks again for staying tuned to my channel, even though I've been really slacking as a YouTuber lately. I'll try to get I have another video that I'm going to show you guys, a Slardar game, that I'm going to show you guys probably tomorrow. Today's the 4th of July, so I'm going to go hang out with some friends and probably just have a nice time. So thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. And thanks for supporting me and Zephyr and all the stuff. Shout out to Nixus, obviously. If you guys are looking for a high quality monitor, I really recommend it. Oh yeah, I have my Zephyr earbuds. I've been wearing them. I don't have them right at hand. They're over by my bed, so I'm just going to say whatever. But I'll show them to you guys in the next video. I absolutely love them. They're going to be pretty darn cheap if you want to check them out later, and it supports the team. So I'll see you guys soon. And thanks for watching, everybody. See you later.